Hello, welcome to the fifth and final week of this Coursera course, in which we will build upon what we've learned in the previous sessions, focus on the implications of what we've learned, and look into the future of terrorism. Let me first briefly go back to the previous sessions. In week 1, we explored the definition and essence of terrorism and looked into the question why there is no generally accepted definition and also its implications. We also discussed the phrase "one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter" and the politically sensitive issue of listing terrorist organizations, these black lists of designated terrorist organizations. In week 2, we looked at the state of the art of terrorism studies, and I explained why it is so difficult to do research on terrorism and counterterrorism. And then in week 3, we explored and discussed 5 assumptions on terrorism, and in the previous week we explored 5 assumptions on counterterrorism. Well, in these 4 different sessions I observed a need for further study on certain topics, the lack of consensus about certain assumptions, and persisting challenges for policymakers. And therefore, in this final session, we're first going to make an inventory of unanswered questions, and under-researched topics, and these persisting challenges to policymakers. Well, next I would like to focus on 2 key issues that in my eyes are very important and deserve more attention. And the first one is the impact of fear of terrorism and how we can limit the impact of terrorism-related incidents. And the second subject is to look at trends and developments in terrorism in order to shape tomorrow's counterterrorism policies, as well as research into terrorism and counterterrorism.